Okay, everybody, cue spoon and music in 3, 2, 1.
SpewnedIt Bros back again, and we have a very special episode for you guys today. We are here with two young men who could be described as many things. My brothers, creators, artists, visionaries, and the AndBros crew. With us today, Swazzy and Little G, and we are so excited to have you both on here. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Yeah, excited to be here on the legendary SpewnedIt. It took a while for us to for you guys to allow us onto your podcast, but just super excited to be here.
Well, we're super prestigious, so we don't take any we don't take any shortcuts. We had to make sure that we were also to the level of the AndBros dudes before we had you guys on.
Yeah, we're just happy to make the ticket, if you know what I mean.
Oh, nice.
And we are absolutely happy to have you here as our first guest on the podcast, the first of hopefully many one day. But yeah, it is going to be a great show today, and we just wanted to jump right into it. So I guess first things first, what should we call you? Now, I know on your channel you go by the names Swazzy and Little G, pardon. Would you like to call that, or shall we oust your true names to the world on this show here today, live?
I think it's time. I think our true identity should be revealed. I think it should be right here and now. So,
No way.
What's
my
going to be?
real name is Tegan Anderson.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Now, for all intents and purposes, I will not be revealing my true name. You can call me K-Dog. My real name is Kind of Anderson. If you look very closely at That's Our Kind of Family, you'll notice that all of the last names start with Anderson. So that's a good starting point to figure out our true names if you didn't already know that.
Yeah, I also stopped putting the last name for a lot of our end credits on the latest video, just because I figured.
Oh, did you not? You didn't put the.
I think I put it at the beginning, maybe for the writing credits and directing, but then for all of the acting credits, I just put first names because I figured it's either Anderson or probably doesn't. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah.
Or just doesn't make any sense anyways. hopefully people can figure that out. So obviously Swazzy, Lil G, kind of Tegan. Pleasure to know your guys' real names, by the way. That's I'm gonna be able to sleep well tonight. Now
I've been wondering forever.
Yeah, honestly the same, man. Now, your guys' channel, AndBros, right? You guys, but honestly, it's brilliant. The stuff that you guys create on your channel, the variety is amazing. Okay, you guys make anything, right? But what I want to know today on the show is what was the genesis of the channel? Where did it all begin? Take us back to day one.
It all began with an egg.
I think it began with an egg, kind of in a way, but I think it all began kind of before that with the whole video creating, making movies in Uganda, just making movies like all the time kind of thing, and obviously older brothers like Jensen and inspiration too, like just always being around video making, kind of, I don't know, just it was like a natural thing to be around and be a part of. And so then it was kind of like I don't know, just when we started making videos, wanted to putting them out there too, and so we came up with the name Egg Live. I don't know, I think we just kind of thought of it.
So we originally were trying to find we basically wrote down a bunch of names that we thought of at the very start. We did it twice until we eventually found AndBros. But the first time we both wrote down whatever we thought was good, and then what we did is we looked it up on YouTube for channel names of that name, and then a bunch of them were just crossed off because they already had channels. So we were trying to find something that was original. And I don't know why we went with Egg Live, because there was another channel called Egg Live anyway. There was one other channel. It was an Indian channel. It was like an Indian wedding channel. So that was interesting. But
and you spelled egg with one G. Is there any?
Yeah, one G.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was the same as the Indian channel, right? Though it was
Yeah,
just
they
had
were
1G, so-
they were just 1G and then they're like TV at the end. It was weird. Yeah, and so then we actually originally were gonna start out being like a little news channel or something like that with like current news, and so we tried to have that.
Like a live
It just
at the
didn't.
end.
It didn't work because, well, like if we just wanted, we had so much we wanted to cover and it was too long and it was just weird, and so we ended up trying to be a review channel. And with our first video, we like reviewing apps and games, mobile games and stuff. And our first video was like 15 minutes long, way too long, very boring. Like it was, so that was interesting. And then like from like our next video was like 3 minutes, and and then we just like that was a sweet spot. So we kind of tried to aim for like 3 minutes. Our recent videos have been slightly longer just because whatever, but we started kind of aiming for shorter, and yeah, and that was part of it. And then
Well, no, the second one was like 10 minutes.
I thought it was 3.
No, because we thought we were super successful at the very start of the very video with 15 minutes, but it was just because we had a family that loved us, so that was the only reason they were watching it.
Well, I mean, you know, you've got to start from somewhere, and a lot of the time, you know, like because obviously where you guys are up to at the moment, you know, you've got like 46 videos rather. You got 4,200 views. You got 800 subscribers. When you get that sort of momentum, that is when you can start making the longer videos, and you know that people are going to stick around during the start. And I think, you know, creators such as yourselves do have to go through that process of like, okay, right, where do we need to captivate the audience first, and then once they're there, then you can string them along however much you want. And so with something, because obviously, yeah, you know, like you guys said, you started making review review videos. You have still made quite a few of those, and then you've done like tutorials and all sorts. I watched Lil J, I watched your card throwing one the other day, and I was here, Jensen saw me, and I was here like this practicing at the wall. It was brilliant. So like where does stuff like that come from? Is it very much like a spur of the moment, or is there a bit more planning that goes into it?
I think for a lot of our tutorial ones, there a lot of our like random like tech tutorial things we have are the minute school ones, where I came with the idea to have like minute long like things, like educational things like that I found interesting, but they kind of just ended up being tutorials. And that's part of the reason there actually hasn't been one in a long time, is I can't find a way to make them get the information in and the length I want and like the style I want. So I'm still kind of trying to work on that. That's on the back burner at the moment. But I think for most of our videos, we just kind of, I don't know, stuff we find interesting, stuff we think of. Some of them we plan more and they take like longer to do, but a lot of them I think are a little bit more.
Yeah, it usually has to do with the interest at the moment. So like we did. Obviously, we like basketball, so one of our first most popular videos was a basketball like trick shot thing, and so we did that, and then we just made a bunch of videos off of that, like beanbag trick shots and then card throwing trick shots. And the card throwings, we had like I think 3 videos of card throwing,
Wow.
and we were just super interested in card throwing for a while, and we were just throwing them all around the house all the time, and so that's why we were just trying to figure out ways to make videos out of that. So that's how most of the videos come, I think.
There's another genre. Oh, if I may, there's another genre of video that I think is a pretty interesting one that pops up here and there fairly often on your channel, and I would categorize that as sort of the teaser trailer genre. You've had a few separate instances where you have put together what looks like a trailer for something that never actually comes out. And I know you've addressed this at least twice on your channel, but I wanted to give you a chance to explain perhaps the story behind some of the...
I'll take this one.
What was the fighting one? The Holmes versus, what was it, Watson?
Holmes versus Penn.
Oh, Penn versus Holmes.
Yeah, that was very... No, okay, so if one of the more recent videos on the channel is called AndBros Fails, and that's all these different times when we try to do series or different videos that they kind of failed, and either we released like a trailer but it just never came out, or there was a bit of a parental shutdown on some of them. So the Holmes versus Penn kind of came to issue with us having our shirts off So the trailers were taken down, and they're really popular. Like people in our youth group were just all asking about it and when the fight was gonna happen. We were really excited. We were super excited. I had plans for everything and what was gonna happen, and I think we were gonna flip a coin before the video to see who would win because neither of us really wanted to lose. But yeah, we were super excited for it. And we were gonna choreograph the whole fight scene and stuff, but then parents shut it down, unfortunately.
Wow. So you guys are like working against the law here for the views, though. Like you guys are committed. So okay, so obviously we've got kind of like the So we've got kind of like the the base now. Like I said with some of the stats before, you guys you're really starting to sort of get that following. And you've got the merch as well, which I think is brilliant. Obviously, I can't be repping it, which in fairness is my bad. I need to get it shipped over. But so how long has the merch been around for? Like, talk us through like who does the designs? What is all that about? Yes, big man.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just like to. I mean, I was always looking for like ways to whatever, like, I don't know, like to expand the channel thing and like have merch or whatever. And so I just wanted to. I thought it looked cool, and like I knew there was free ways to do it. Like started out with like Redbubble and stuff, and just like random. I mean, yeah, mostly just Redbubble, but like that was kind of just weird. And so I switched over to like Teespring, and then we started like, and then we got it ourselves too, which was part of the thing. It was like we were like we didn't want to get it ourselves, and so whatever. But I would like, I would just like make a design for our thing, and then just like put it on there, and it's just like super simple kind of thing. I don't know. And now we've actually been, I don't know, kind of successful. We ship it out to like people for birthdays too, kind of, and stuff.
Nice, yeah.
So not only are you giving people a birthday present,
force our merch on people,
but you're also expanding your own brand at the same time. I love it. Two birds with one stone. That's the mind of a businessman. That's what's going to make you guys succeed. And by the way, we noticed we were doing a little bit, the SpewnedIt research team last week in preparation for this big interview. We noticed that your first video was actually a year ago as of October 29th. So happy 1 year anniversary to the channel about 2 weeks ago. So that was really congratulations to you guys.
Wait. Wasn't we put a bunch of videos private?
Yeah. So our
it could have been even before that, actually.
Thank you for that. But we actually were slightly earlier than that, but
okay.
Thank you for that. And
no way.
So the research team came short on that one, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, we over the summer we had a bunch of videos. Some of our like videos that had views because like they were our first ones, just and because they've been there for like a while, had a ton of views, and so they showed up as like our most popular videos and that kind of thing. And so that caused it so that the first thing, if someone wanted to see like, oh, what kind of good thing do these people have, or at least like if they ever wanted to see that, then they would see that, and that's like not a representation of what we were doing now because it was older and like we'd moved on from that, and it just worse quality as well. So we privated some of those just because they didn't, and some of them were just bad too. And so yeah, so
okay,
wow.
All right, fair enough. So yeah,
sacrificing.
No, you're good. So what I'm hearing is sacrificing some of the channel views in order to put out your best work, and I respect that a lot. I do. One other curiosity I had about your channel is you had mentioned previously that some of your videos take longer to make. Are there any of those videos currently in production that are like due to come out, but they need a little more time in the oven?
Yes. So recently, That's Our Kind of Family just came out, hit the air. A great reception. Thank you, fans, for that. And that is more of a family thing. So one of Jensen is one of the main directors, editors, and he is very much a part of that. So what am I saying?
Well, and then we have, I mean, yeah, so that one is obviously the main one, and same with the previous, That's Our Kind of Family. Those kinds ones took longer, obviously just more editing and took more time. But currently working on, we have like one where it's kind of film, we just need to edit it. Should be coming out sometime soon. And that's like what it was for some of the times. Like over the summer we just didn't make like almost any videos over the summer. I think we made like maybe like 3 And so like nearing the end of the summer, we're like, we got to make a video, and so we filmed it all, but we like didn't have, we just didn't edit it, and so like that took whatever, and so then we finally edited it and released it too. So that's some of the time it's just us not, a lot of times it's just filmed but not edited too. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we also what we've been doing more recently we've been writing down a bunch of ideas. If we think of something and writing it down on a piece of paper, and then when we need a new video, we just look at all the ideas and then like, okay, this sounds interesting, let's do that. So that's what we've been doing more recently.
It's good. It's good to have a few in the pipeline, and I think obviously, as I mentioned before, like creators as yourselves, but also new creators, there is this whole process that you go through of learning on how to be more successful and to really go in on that success. But there are certain things that you need to do with that, and one of those is storing ideas, because there are going to be some points where you've got ideas coming out your ears, but there will be some points where you just have no idea, you go completely blank. So obviously you guys are definitely developing as a unit as well, as a team, and like you're starting to make like some really clever decisions as well for the channel. And I think that's another question I wanted to ask you guys, was sort of the future of AndBros, whether this is sort of the next few years or however long. What is the plan for you guys? Is this, because this, I mean, from my perspective, this has turned into something a little bit more than a hobby. Like, you guys have a following now, you've got merch, you've got fans. What is the next step for AndBros?
That's a good question. Well, the channel, we're not entirely sure actually, because in about in the next 2 years, I will be most likely at college. So, and that will obviously slow the channel down. So we thought about that a little bit ahead of time. We were wondering if we can continue making videos separately, whether we would do some sort of podcast type thing like SpewnedIt's doing right now. So we had a couple ideas, but until then, we're just, videos that have come out most recently are probably the type of videos you're going to be seeing into the future, because we kind of like the direction those videos are taking. So that's kind of the content we want to continue to produce, and we think it's more quality than the videos before.
And on that note too, if you look, like before, we always had both of us in the videos, and like very, very rarely was there just like one of us. But more recently, we've been kind of doing, sometimes having just one of us do it. For example, the AndBros fails, and also my Amazon conspiracy theory one. But so that's also something too, is we're kind of experimenting with that and also checking that out, and that's part of the thing that can help it. Also, we can get videos out faster, and also like, because then we don't have to find times when we're both not busy too, and or if one of us really likes an idea, or just like it's one person, it doesn't limit us as much as like it, because like sometimes it's harder to have two people like say like follow a script or something, just because it just looks weird and it kind of jolts between them. Yeah. So that's something too, is trying to figure out.
I think it's really good that you can, like, as working as a team, you can also make videos separately. Now, I without sparking anything, would you guys say that like on average, you guys have more success with the videos that you do together or separately? So not either like one or the other. I'm not asking that. I'm asking whether or not like individual or together. What, like, have you guys seen more success than less, or is it kind of just like a steady flow of views?
I think it depends. Sometimes when we're more often than not, it's when we're together, we're gonna have more success. But sometimes if you just kind of feel that video is gonna be popular, I guess, you feel really good about it, especially. And often, if you really feel good about the video, then it has a decent amount of views. But yeah, I think generally it's just, if it's both of us, more people want to watch it, so it's going to be more successful. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's also kind of hard to tell because we've had so few videos with just one of us, but I don't know. I think part of the thing with two of us is the more like we more critique each other or the editing and kind of spend more time maybe on it as well, and so that can make it like higher quality too. Like for like some of them, it's like we always look at each other's videos even when we're doing it separately, but like to a higher degree, we're like more likely to refilm a scene or something like that and take less shortcuts kind of thing. I don't know, when there's two of us than when there's one of us, I think too, which can contribute to better when there's two.
Nice.
Okay, so more eyes, more focus being put onto it when both of you are in the video. Okay, great. That was great, you guys. Thanks for all your insights. That was phenomenal, guys. That was so much fun. Thank you so much for joining us here on the channel. Everybody, be sure to check out their channel. Give them a like, give them subscribes. Lots of great content on there, and lots of forthcoming videos as well. And we will hopefully be doing a collab on their channel sometime soon. So we'll definitely be shouting that out.
Have you guys over there do something. Well, we won't spill the beans quite yet.
figure out what that might be. But
you'll find out.
Go check that out.
Already in the plans. Yeah, like Jensen said, massive shout out to you, Lil G, Swazzy. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on the podcast. Obviously, the SpewnedIt boys will be back very, very soon with either a gaming video or a podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the channel where you will see much more wicked content, such as what you've seen today. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. And we will see you very, very soon.